I just got done watching a guy go on like a 5 or 10 minute rant about how AI just took his job. On one hand, I sympathize with him, but on the other hand, after I got to sit there and watch it and see what was going on, I got a little bit of a rant. I have my own little take on this because there's going to be a difference between those who survive AI and those who will not. And these people that I was watching. So if you go put in the search bar "homeless plus AI," and you go down to the long form videos, you'll find some very interesting videos. And so one of the guys was sitting there talking about how he had this job and it was great, and then AI took his job. And although I sympathize with him that they took all of his work and used that as a way to be able to train an AI agent to be able to do his job, I mean, the company owns your stuff. But as somebody who has gone through 25 years of being chronically homeless, as somebody who's owned a business, has been through the grind, has spent most of his 20s, almost all of my 20s on the streets, all over this country, traveling to and fro. And when I first started my YouTube channel, my first video wasn't complaining about how a bunch of border jumpers and the cartels are taking over from Texas to California and that Texas has turned into a war zone. And my business was one of the first casualties. I didn't go out there and complain about it. My first video on YouTube was talking about my 25 years of chronic homelessness and how I could help you learn how to survive if the world ever went to shit. So instead of sitting there and whining and complaining about my situation, I took an obstacle and I turned it into an opportunity. I think that so many people are so attached to what they have that when they lose it, that they just forget that, hey, this is an opportunity to invent yourself. I'm an American. I'm going to take risks and I'm going to fall on my face. And from falling on my face, I'm going to learn lessons. And sometimes lessons are taught to you whether you want them to be taught to you or not. And that's just your prerogative. This is something that you as an individual are going to have to go through. Okay? Whether you wanted it to happen or whether it's a consequence of just cause and effect over time. If you are always looking at, okay, this happened to me, I'm going to sit, I'm going to whine, da 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 da. I moped quietly for 3 years because I lost my business. I didn't lose my business because I was a fool, because I didn't do good business or anything else like that. I lost my business because we were getting shot at on the way to our appointments. You don't hear me calling and complaining and go, what? Please, feel sorry for me and da 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 da. No, I'm not asking anybody to feel sorry for me. What I'm saying is, look, I have something to offer the world. Help me turn that into a livable income. Let me share my knowledge. Let me share my wisdom. Let me share my experience, because I've survived homelessness. I've traveled this whole country. I have learned different trades. I have started a business, and I was pretty successful at that business. I have, again, hiked trails, ridden rails, taken Greyhound. In the beginning, I was what you would call a rubber tramp. And I spent a lot of time doing this. And through my knowledge and through my experiences, I learned not only how to become a better person, how to drag myself out of the depths of hell. Because again, when you're an American, the thing that makes us Americans is the fact that we pick ourselves up by our bootstraps. We don't whine, we don't complain, and we just keep going. Now, we all have our whiny moments, but if you start off the day going, I'm going to whine, I'm going to complain, really, I find it, I kind of find it disgusting. I find it disgusting because it shows how weak we as Americans have become. How many people are going to lose their jobs and then just go into a hole and just refuse to live because, oh, my job was taken for me. Oh, there's no jobs. Oh, AI took my job. I'm sorry AI took your job. You know what? The cartels took my job. Okay, they took my business, they took my livelihood, they took everything that I'd spent years building, put 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 6 years. I busted my hump to lose it over something that I had absolutely no control over. Just like AI, you're losing your job because you have no control over it. Reinvent yourself, learn a new skill, learn a new trade, learn how to adapt to the new economy, to the digital economy, because it's here. And it's here to improve your life if you let it. Okay, so many people are trying to fight it. And here's the problem. With AI, if you fight this, you're going to lose. Okay? It's just like trying to be one person going up against the federal government. They got tanks, they got guns, they got planes, they got missiles, they got ships. You don't stand a chance. Just like you don't stand a chance against AI. Okay? So instead of sitting there and complaining and whining about it, reposition yourself, retool yourself, put yourself in a better situation so that when the world falls apart for you, you've already got something to fall back on. Quit sitting there and moping and holding on to stuff. Your attachment is going to be what ends you up out on the streets. Because most of the people that you see out on the streets, even if you talk to them, they still have attachment issues. Either attachment to a lifestyle, to a way of living, or to, certain materials or certain things. Their attachment is what keeps them out. You've got to learn to get rid of your attachment to certain things, because if not, it's just like two people, trying to save each other from drowning. You're all gonna fucking sink. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my rant, and I'll see you in the next one.